Spill Prevention, Control and Countermeasures, SPCC. Objective: by the end of this course, participants will be able to 1. Understand the importance of spill prevention and control. 2. Identify regulatory requirements for SPCC compliance. 3. Recognize common spill risks and their environmental impact. 4. Implement effective spill prevention strategies. 5. Apply control measures to minimize spill effects. 6. Develop emergency response plans for spill incidents. 7. Utilize best practices to enhance SPCC effectiveness. Table of Contents. 1. Introduction to SPCC. 2. Regulatory Framework and Compliance. 3. Understanding spill risks and environmental impact. 4. Spill prevention strategies. 5. Control measures for spill management. 6. Countermeasures and emergency response. 7. Best practices for SPCC implementation. 8. Case studies and lessons learned. Assessment and certification. 1. Introduction to SPCC. Definition of SPCC: Spill Prevention, Control and Countermeasures. SPCC refers to the set of strategies and regulatory measures designed to prevent, control, and mitigate spills of hazardous substances, particularly oil and chemicals, that could harm the environment. Importance of spill prevention in environmental safety and sustainability. Uncontrolled spills can cause severe damage to ecosystems, contaminate water sources, and pose risks to human health. A well-implemented SPCC plan helps minimize environmental impact and promote sustainability. Industries affected by spills and their responsibilities. Various industries: oil refineries, chemical plants, transportation, and manufacturing. Responsibilities: industries must adhere to SPCC regulations to ensure environmental safety and minimize risks. Overview of oil spills, chemical leaks, and hazardous material handling. Oil spills and chemical leaks can result from equipment failure, accidents, natural disasters. Proper handling, storage, and transport of hazardous materials are critical in preventing such incidents. Goals of an effective SPCC plan. The primary objectives of an SPCC plan include identifying potential spill sources, implementing preventive measures, establishing control systems, and ensuring swift countermeasures in case of spills. Quiz. Scenario 1. A fuel storage facility experiences a minor leak due to a damaged hose. The manager assumes it's too small to report. What should the facility have in place to prevent and address such leaks under an SPCC plan? Quiz. Scenario 2. A manufacturing company handles chemicals daily but has no formal spill prevention plan. What risks does this pose to the environment and compliance? And how would an SPCC plan mitigate them? 2. Regulatory Framework and Compliance. Overview of SPCC regulations. Various regulatory bodies, such as the Environmental Protection Agencies, EPA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, and international ISO standards, enforce SPCC rules to protect the environment. Key requirements for compliance. Facilities handling oil and hazardous substances must develop an SPCC plan, conduct regular inspections, and implement spill prevention measures. Roles and responsibilities of facility owners and personnel. Employers must ensure proper training and safety procedures, while employees should follow established protocols to prevent spills. Penalties for non-compliance. Failure to comply with SPCC regulations can lead to heavy fines, legal action, reputational damage. Steps for developing an SPCC plan. This includes assessing spill risks, implementing control measures, documenting procedures, and ensuring continuous monitoring and updates. Quiz. Scenario 1. An inspection reveals that a refinery's SPCC plan hasn't been updated in 5 years. What regulatory issues could this cause? And what steps must the company take to regain compliance? Quiz. Scenario 2. During an audit, employees cannot explain the facility's spill prevention procedures. Who is responsible for ensuring compliance? And how should training be addressed according to SPCC rules? 3. Understanding spill risks and environmental impact. Common sources of spills. Spills can occur due to equipment failures like human error, transportation accidents, and natural disasters. Types of hazardous materials and their risks. Chemicals, petroleum products, and industrial wastes pose varying degrees of environmental and health hazards. Impact of spills on soil, water, and air quality. Spills can lead to soil contamination, groundwater pollution, toxic air emissions. Consequences for ecosystems, wildlife, and human health. Oil spills, in particular, can devastate marine life, while chemical leaks may cause respiratory issues and other health problems. Economic and reputational consequences of spills, cleanup efforts, legal fees, and public backlash can significantly impact businesses and industries. Quiz. Scenario 1. A tanker truck overturns, spilling oil into nearby soil and water. What environmental impacts can result, and how should the company assess and report the damage? Quiz. WEO. Scenario 2. Workers notice strange odors after a chemical spill in a warehouse. What does this suggest about the impact on air quality, and what immediate actions should be taken? 4. Spill prevention strategies. Proper storage and handling of hazardous materials. Facilities should use appropriate containers, follow safety guidelines, and store materials securely. Regular inspection and maintenance of storage tanks and pipelines. Identifying and addressing leaks early can prevent major spills. Implementing secondary containment measures. Barriers, dikes, and spill pallets can help contain potential leaks before they spread. Employee training on spill prevention techniques. Workers should be trained on safe handling practices and emergency response procedures. Developing and enforcing spill prevention policies. Organizations should create detailed guidelines and ensure compliance through routine audits. Quiz. Scenario 1. An operator finds corrosion on an oil storage tank, but delays reporting it. How could this decision lead to a major spill, and what preventive measures should have been in place? Quiz. Scenario 2. New employees are unsure how to properly handle hazardous materials. How can training and written procedures prevent potential spills in this scenario? 5. Control measures for spill management. Immediate response. Steps to contain spills. Quick action, such as shutting off sources and using absorbents, can prevent escalation. Use of spill containment booms, barriers, and absorbents. Physical barriers can stop spills from spreading, while absorbents soak up hazardous substances. Spill containment equipment and technology, automated leak detection systems, and emergency shutoff valves enhance spill control. Safe cleanup procedures and disposal methods. Proper handling and disposal of spill residues prevent further contamination. Role of spill response teams. Trained personnel should lead containment efforts and coordinate with regulatory agencies. Quiz. Scenario 1. An oil pipeline leak is detected late at night. The nearest containment booms are locked in storage. What mistakes were made in preparedness, and how should the response have been handled? Quiz. Scenario 2. During a spill response, workers use absorbents without proper disposal afterward. What environmental and regulatory problems can this cause, and what are the correct cleanup procedures? 6. Countermeasures and emergency response. Emergency response planning and drills. Conducting regular spill response drills and simulations ensures that employees are well prepared to handle real-life spill scenarios. Drills should replicate different types of spills and test response efficiency to identify areas for improvement. Spill notification and reporting procedures. In the event of a spill, it is crucial to have a clear protocol for notifying the relevant authorities, internal teams, and external stakeholders. A well-documented reporting system ensures compliance with regulations and facilitates swift action. Use of personal protective equipment. PPE. During spill response, proper PPE is essential for worker safety when responding to spills. This includes A. Gloves, B. Protective suits, and A. C. Respirators, D. And safety goggles to protect against hazardous exposure and ensure effective cleanup operations. Coordination with local authorities and environmental agencies. Engaging with external agencies such as fire departments, hazardous materials, hazmat response teams, and environmental regulatory bodies can enhance spill response effectiveness. Having predefined coordination strategies allows for a rapid and well-organized response. Restoration and remediation measures. After containment and cleanup, it is necessary to restore the affected area. Soil remediation, water treatment, and habitat restoration efforts minimize long-term environmental damage. Advanced techniques such as bioremediation and chemical neutralization can be used to restore ecosystems and prevent further contamination. Quiz. Scenario 1. A facility conducts an emergency drill, but workers are confused about reporting procedures. What does this reveal about the emergency response plan, and how can it be improved? Quiz. Scenario 2. A chemical spill occurs, and workers enter the area without PPE. What are the potential consequences, and what safety protocols should have been followed? Seven. Best practices for SPCC implementation. Developing a site-specific SPCC plan. A well-structured SPCC plan should be tailored to the unique characteristics of a facility, including its operations, potential spill risks, storage areas, and geographic location. Conducting a thorough site assessment helps identify vulnerabilities and ensures that control measures are appropriate for mitigating risks. Site-specific plans should be regularly updated to reflect changes in operations, regulations, and lessons learned from past incidents. Regular training and refresher courses for employees. Continuous education programs keep personnel updated on best practices and enhance their ability to prevent and respond to spills. Enhancing spill response efficiency through training and evaluation. Conducting spill response drills and simulations. Routine testing of emergency procedures helps assess preparedness and identify potential gaps in the response strategy. Documentation and record keeping for compliance. Maintaining accurate records of spill incidents, training sessions, and equipment inspections. Demonstrates regulatory compliance and helps in audits. Continuous improvement strategies. Analyzing past incidents. Updating spill prevention measures. And integrating new technologies improve overall safety and environmental sustainability. Quiz. Scenario 1. A plant expands operations but fails to update its SPCC plan. Why is a site-specific update necessary, and what risks arise if it's ignored? Quiz. Scenario 2. Records of spill inspections are missing during a compliance review. How does poor documentation affect compliance, and what practices ensure accurate record keeping? (8) Case studies and lessons learned. Analysis of real-world spill incidents. Examining past spill events such as oil spills, chemical leaks, and industrial accidents helps identify the root causes and patterns associated with spills. This analysis provides valuable lessons on how these incidents occurred and the effectiveness of the response strategies used. Key takeaways from successful and failed spill responses. Studying both well-managed and poorly handled spills offers insights into best practices and potential pitfalls. Successful cases highlight proactive prevention measures and effective response actions, while failed cases demonstrate the consequences of inadequate preparedness, slow response times, or regulatory non-compliance. How companies improved SPCC strategies after spills. Many organizations refine their spill prevention and response strategies following major incidents. For example, companies may implement stricter safety protocols, enhance employee training, and invest in advanced spill containment technology to prevent future spills. Innovations in spill prevention and response technology. Advances in spill management technology, such as improved absorbent materials, automated leak detection systems, and AI-driven spill monitoring, are transforming the industry. These innovations enhance spill prevention efforts, making it easier to detect and contain spills before they cause significant environmental damage. Regulatory changes and industry adaptations. High-profile spill incidents often lead to updates in environmental laws and industry standards. Understanding how regulatory bodies and industries have adapted to past incidents can help organizations stay compliant and adopt best practices in spill prevention and response. Quiz. Scenario 1. After a major oil spill, a company invests in AI-driven leak detection systems. What lessons likely led to this decision, and how do such technologies enhance SPCC effectiveness? Quiz. Scenario 2. A company is fined heavily after failing to report a spill promptly. What could have been done differently, and what lessons should other organizations take from this case? Assessment and certification.